Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have a new year in front of us, and I really wanted to make this video last year because I got some requests of it. I know you love the state of the collection videos, and I really tried to make that video, but I didn't have time last year, so I'm gonna do it right now. In the beginning of 2023, we have a state of the collection video. I'm going to show you my collection as it looks today, and many of the watches that I have in my collection are actually going to be given away in the big giveaway that I'm planning. I just have to get to that video soon, but they're still my watches and they're still in my collection at the moment, so I'm going to feature them in this video. So let's not waste any more time and let's take a look at the first watch of today. Let's go! Yeah, and the first watch was actually not the G-Shock that I had in my mouth just now. It's actually my high school. No, it's not high school in Sweden. I guess it's middle school, because in Sweden we go into school from grade 1 till 9, and then we start high school, I think. So it's middle school. My parents bought me this Pulsar chronograph. And I really loved that watch. It was a watch that I actually picked out myself. They took me to a watch shop and I got to choose the watch. In Sweden we have a chain of watch shops called Ur och Pen. They have a lot of cheap watches like Citizen and then Pulsar at the time, some Casios and G-Shocks and some other lesser known brands, but I really loved the look of this Pulsar and I wore the heck out of it. It was a great watch that I really enjoyed having. I mean, steel bracelet, chronograph function, quartz watch, but at the time I didn't care. I just loved my Pulsar and I wore it everywhere, every day, and yeah, I have fond memories of this watch, and that's why I'm going to keep it forever, I guess. The Pulsar chronograph. And then the second watch in my collection is actually a watch that my grandfather used to wear. It's the Darville. My grandfather was actually the only person that I remember having a watch on him all the time during my childhood, and because my dad didn't wear watches, and yeah, so my grandfather was the only one actually. He always wore this Darville because he got it when he retired from his work in former Republic of Yugoslavia. He retired from the factory that he was working on, and they gave him a watch for his years of service. It's not a especially expensive watch, but it means a lot to me. My grandfather passed away a couple of years ago, and this is what I have to remember him by, except for all the memories, of course. But I got to keep his watch, and I'm really glad that I got the watch because it reminds me of him and what a great guy he was. And yeah, this is a part of my collection. I never wear it, but I still have it there in the box, remembering and reminding me of him. Yeah, you know, people say every collection needs at least one G-Shock, and that's true. Every collection needs just one, at least one G-Shock. G-Shocks are, I mean, this is my personal opinion. You know, when you throw around the word beater, I mean G-Shock. That's the ultimate beater in my mind, because with a G-Shock, this is a G-Shock, this is actually the first G-Shock that I feature in the video. With a G-Shock, you can do like this. You can throw it away and you know that it's still working. I can be at the beach, take it off, throw it away and just jump into... I wouldn't be even have to take it off me because I could just jump in the water. But when I'm going into the shower, I can just throw it off me. If I'm at the gym, which I never am, but if I was, I wouldn't care if I just took it off me and just put it on the bench, because they're cheap, they're really reliable, and they're sturdy as... I'm not going to swear, but they're really sturdy. They can take a beating, and you don't have to care. I mean, I tried to convince myself buying other beaters. I've had Steinhardts and Squales, and tried to consider them beaters, but still they're not, because I still mind what I do with them. I just can't throw them away. I put them gently on the table. This is a true beater. The G-Shock is a regular beater. Nothing beats it. It's a true beater. And then I have another G-Shock, and this is actually my primary G-Shock. The other one is the one that I bought first, but this to me is the ultimate G-Shock. I love the red detail here, and I just needed to have this one in my life, so I bought it. So I have two G-Shocks, and they are what they are. And then we have another Casio. This is not a G-Shock, but this is one of my favorite movies of all time. If I was going to compile a list of the best movie trilogies of all time, this would probably be in the top 3. Back to the Future, and Michael J. Fox wore this Casio, and not exactly in this color configuration, but this watch nonetheless in Back to the Future. The calculator Casio digital. It's just a cool watch to have. It reminds me of the movie. It's nothing expensive, and I'm actually probably going to give it away. So keep your eyes open. Yeah, Casios and G-Shock. This is another Casio. I actually bought this watch just to give it away. It was really cheap, and people were throwing it around in the Facebook groups, and I thought it looked really cool. It looks like a G-Shock, but it isn't a G-Shock. It's a Casio. You can use it to time your training or go running with it because it's really light on the wrist, and I thought that's a perfect watch to give away. It looks cool, looks badass, and it's gonna be a great giveaway watch, and it actually is. It's brand new, never used, and I'm gonna give it away. So yeah, and then I have a Timex. Timex is a really well-known brand, cheap, reliable, been around for a while, and I actually bought this one for the exact same reason that I bought the Casio you saw before, for the giveaway. I think it looks cool. It looks like a real tool watch. It's not the highest quality, but it's not the highest price anyway, so it's a perfect watch to give away to get someone's collection starting. And yeah, I thought it looked cool, and when I got it home it actually looked even better on the wrist. It's brand new. I'm gonna give it away, but it's in my collection for now. And the Invicta Pro Diver. Who here hasn't heard of the Invicta Pro Diver? I bet a lot of you guys out there started your collections with Invicta watches. I know I had a couple of Invictas when I started collecting. They're an old brand, been around for a while. Some people hate them, some people love them for what they are. I'm kind of indifferent. I like the brand, but I don't like it more than any other brands around. Yeah, I get the whole thing that they're setting their prices way up high just to take them down with ridiculous discounts, but they're still quite well made watches and quite cool to look at. And this Invicta Pro Diver is actually no different. It's if you want to look like Tony Soprano, then buy this one if you can't afford the Rolex one. It's a cool little watch, and it's actually also going to be given away. Nice mechanical watch that you can have for the fraction of the price of the watch that it's trying to mimic. So the Invicta Pro Diver. Yeah, the Squale Tropic GMT. The only watch that I've ever bought twice. I bought the watch once, and then I sold it, and then I missed it, and then I bought it again, and it's really a stunning, such a stunning watch, and but I'm not using it. It's Through the years and through the months, I've just come to the conclusion that it's a little too big. I'm heading towards smaller watches, and this one is it's just too big for me. So it's sitting in my safe, not being used. I guess I'm going to sell it because it's a discontinued watch, and if I'm not using it, maybe someone else can have some use for it. So yeah, maybe it's the watch that I'm going to buy 3 times, because maybe I'm going to regret selling it once again. But for now, if it just sits there and if it's not being used, it's probably going to be sold, even though it's a stunning and beautiful watch. I really love the looks of it. I just do not love the feel of it as much on my wrist. Yeah, and then we head straight on over to my little Tudor pouch. I have 3 Tudors at the moment. I do not know how it came to this, me being such a Tudor fanboy, but I'm not. But nonetheless, I have 3 Tudor watches, and I'm actually going to get rid of 1. So, but the first one that I'm going to talk about is actually the one that I'm considering selling, and it's the Tudor Black Bay Pro GMT. Beautiful, beautiful watch. A lot of people love this watch. You cannot buy it straight away from any IDs here in Sweden because they have a waiting time for this watch, and I understand why. It's a real beauty, and it reminds you of older Rolexes because it's a kind of a tribute to the some old Explorer reference, and it is truly a beautiful watch with a great movement inside. It's just that, yeah, it's too thick. Sorry to say it, but for me personally, I know there are a lot of videos out there telling you that it's not too thick, but for me personally, it is a little too thick. It feels a little top heavy, and yeah, it wobbles around a little when you wear it, even if you tighten the bracelet, and it has a great T-fit bracelet, but it's a little too thick, so it's leaving, but it's still in my collection, so it's featured in this video. The Tudor Black Bay GMT Pro. It's a long name. The Tudor Black Bay Pro GMT. That's the way you're supposed to say it. Yeah. And then we have the watch that I never thought I'd like. The Tudor Ranger. I mean, I bought this watch just to feature it in a video, because in Sweden you, first of all, you can buy watches. If you buy them online, you have them sent to you, and you have a 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks remorse period, that if you don't like what you get, you can send it back and get a full refund. But with the Tudor Rangers, I thought that I'm going to buy it, I'm going to feature it in a video, and if I do not like it, I'm going to sell it and get my money back either way, because Tudor watches actually keep their value pretty well. And I thought I was going to do that. I got it home, unboxed it, filmed it, and then I started loving the thing. It's I mean, I do not like the Rolex Explorer at all, and I think my mind is telling me that the Tudor Ranger is one of the most boring watches that I have ever laid my eyes upon and that I own. But nonetheless, I'm loving it. When I put it on the wrist, I really like the way it looks. I really like the way it goes with my tattoos and with my arm. The minimalistic design of it, and it's just a beautiful watch, and it feels so comfortable on my wrist. So it's a keeper. It's here to stay, actually. Tudor Ranger. What a unexpectedly great little piece. Yeah, and then we come to another watch that I really did not think that I was going to keep, but that I'm definitely, most definitely keeping. It's the Tudor Pelagos 39mm. And you know, prior to buying this watch, I really didn't like titanium watches. I had a Breitling Aerospace made of titanium. I did not like the feel of that watch. It was really lightweight and flimsy, and didn't feel like you were wearing anything on your wrist, and I want to feel that I'm wearing something on my wrist. So I said to myself, nah, titanium watches, they're just not for me. And then the Pelagos 39 came around and all the hype around it, and I thought that just as with the Ranger, I have to buy this watch and feature it on the channel, and if I do not like it, I'm going to sell it without losing anything, or maybe losing something, but still I got the video out of it, you know the thinking. And then it's just an amazing watch. I mean, it's such a slim, nice feeling with the prolonged clasp that I love on watches, reminding me of the Submariner that I've actually never tried on, but I love those long clasps. With the T-fit function inside, you can quick adjust the clasp, and it's titanium, so it's lightweight, but it still has some weight on it. And with the ceramic bezel insert changing character depending on the light, and that sunburst dial and that little dash of red, it's just it's a perfect watch. It's a perfect watch, and I really love it. So I'm keeping it. Yeah, Tudor Pelagos 39 is here to stay. Yeah, and then we come to the holiest of grails in my collection. This video hasn't been in, I mean, I think I tried to make a specific order in the beginning there with the watch that I have owned the longest time being at the first place, and then I jumbled it up, and I really wanted to show you the Rolex GMT Master 2 at the end, because it is my favorite watch in my collection. It is a watch that it's my grail watch, and I've been collecting for a couple of years now, and I've loved watches for many years. I mean, maybe for over 30 years. I really liked watches from when I was a little kid, but I did not start collecting watches seriously until, like, what is it, 10 years ago, maybe 8, I don't know. And then I finally came to the conclusion that I really wanted to buy the Rolex GMT Master 2, because before I bought it, I really liked heavier and bigger watches, Breitlings and 43, 44 millimeters, stuff like that. But then, and I really, when they released the Rolex GMT Master 2 back in 2018, I thought it was the most beautiful watch that I've ever seen. But then I was in a shop to buy another watch, and the shop owner of the watch shop there, he had a GMT Master 2 on his wrist. Then he let me try it on, and I felt like, yeah, this is such a great looking watch, but it actually is a little too small. I thought at the moment that it was a little too small, but then I started taking steps towards smaller watches. I bought the Tudor Black Bay GMT, yeah, and that was a 41 millimeter case, I think. It was a little smaller watch. Then I bought the Gino Ocean Rover, 40 millimeters, even smaller. And then suddenly I saw the benefits of having a smaller watch on your wrist, and then it got me thinking about the watch that I think has the most beautiful looks that I've ever seen. So I scrambled up the money, sold a bunch of stuff, and bought myself the Rolex GMT Master 2, and I do not regret it a moment, because every time I look at this watch, every time I put it on my wrist, it just makes me feel happy. And that's a strange feeling to get from an object, but still a lot of us get that feeling from objects that we own. But this feels like not just happiness from an object, it also feels like I've accomplished something, because when I put this on, it feels like I had a goal, and I really struggled to reach that goal, and I reached it, and now I have it in my possession. And the watch always reminds me of being able to reach goals in your life, and if you just work hard enough and really stretch your capabilities, you can get there. And it reminds me of that, and that makes me happy. I hope you all have something that reminds you of that, because that's that's one of the reasons of collecting stuff. It's that if they make you happy, if stuff makes you happy, then yeah, then you're happy, and then that's a good thing, I think. And the Rolex GMT Master 2 makes me really happy every time I put it on. So that's it, my friends. That's what the collection looks like at the start of 2023. I really hope you enjoyed the video, me showing you my collection, and I really hope that somehow I can see your collections. I don't know how, because you can't post pictures in the comments here. That would have been really cool. But maybe if you hit me up on Instagram and send me a DM there, you can show me your collection there. And yeah, I did my best to keep it as short as possible, but it's not always possible keeping it short with these collection videos, because there's a lot of watches and a lot of feelings involved that you have to plow through. But that's it for today. This is the, yeah, that's it for today. So I'm really gonna enjoy this pipe now, and probably my baby is going to wake up in a couple of minutes. I have the baby watch right there, and I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I hope you have a great 2023, and I'm going to try to contribute to your greatness in this year by making some good content, I hope, and by giving you stuff. I hope that I wish that I could give all of you something, but I do not have over 5,000 items at home. But I'm gonna do a nice little giveaway showing my gratitude towards you, because I really like you guys. I mean, 5,000 subscribers, who would have thought? Listening to this old shabby looking man smoking his shabby pipe and talking about his watches. 5,000 subscribers, over 5,000. That's fantastic, and I'm really happy about it. I hope to see a lot of you from this in this year, a lot of your comments, discussions, and other stuff. So I hope you have a great 2023, and I hope we all have that. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you didn't like, and I'll try to do better until the next one. And until I see you again, my friends, bye bye.